Hello everyone, welcome back to SoggyBottom Homestead. I'm Dawn. We're going to do homemade calzone rings, low sodium test trial. So let's start with the dough. Yes, I am going to use a bread machine, but I'm going to show you how I get it put together. Then we're going to put the pizza together, obviously cook it, and then I'll show you how it turns out. Before we get too far into this though, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, and like. Most importantly, like. Okay, let's get started. Here's what I've used. I will post a picture of the original recipe out of my bread book at the end of this video. Now, I have tweaked it a little bit. On the salt, we use light salt, and I use half of what it calls for. And we are making a double batch. Also added into this is the only seasoning it asks for. I have added a half a teaspoon of oregano leaves. I've also added a fourth a teaspoon of garlic powder and a fourth a teaspoon of onion powder. So that's what I have added that is not in the recipe for a double batch. Now we should put this together as the directions go. So it always starts with its liquid. So it's the water and the oil are already in here. The next thing is the bread flour. One note to mention. We use this brand of bread flour, and the reason why is it has, let's see, make sure before I say that, it has no sodium. Other flours have more sodium than you realize, so make sure you look at that to keep your sodium level reduced. Now, as I said, water and the oil is first. This is a double batch. So it's a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of oil, 3 cups of flour. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it one-handed. Apparently I can. That means I'm multi-talented. Ha ha, Mom's giggling at me over there.
She's full of crap.
No, I'm not. Well, I could be. You never know about these things. All right, as I did, you kind of spread your flour over the water. Now, I put all the seasonings together. This is the garlic powder, onion powder, salt, sugar, oregano, Italian seasoning, and if I didn't say salt, and the salt. Half the salt. So it goes in on top in the center. Next, the yeast. Now, you can use bread machine yeast or the active dry yeast. I'm using the bread machine yeast. Either one works just fine. And it's a double batch, so it's 2.5 teaspoons. It goes in the center, not to touch the water until it starts doing its thing in the mixture. Now mine's a Hamilton Beach, so it has the dough setting. I would recommend that. Let's go get this over there in the bread machine. Here's my bread machine. I've had this one for a few years, so they have newer models out there. But mine does have the dough setting. Open it up carefully. Turn it to lock it, lay the handle down. Now let's get the settings going on here. For mine, it's number 8. And see, it won't matter if it's 1.5 or 2 pounds because it's just the dough recipe. It'll do its thing for about 1.5 hours. Push, start. All right, we'll be back when it gets finished. Here's what we use for our pizzas. Everybody makes their own. We use 2 different kinds of mozzarella and a 4-cheese Mexican mix. No, seems weird, but it's delicious. Our ground beef with onions and peppers. Some people put black beans on theirs. Now we do dump this and drain it and rinse it well before we start using the beans. This is our homemade spaghetti sauce / pizza sauce. Now, we label it as spaghetti sauce, but I always doctor it up. Put Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, whatever you like to it for taste, except I avoid adding more salt. Remember, I'm on this low sodium thing. Now, another thing, these are delicious. A whole can has 20 milligrams of sodium. You can eat quite a bit of those on different things if you're trying to cut down on your sodium. I recommend that everybody go to their cans they use and flip them over. See how much sodium they're consuming. This is going to be high in sodium. It's something Mom won't eat. But we're going to use this too. Now, a trick that I use when it comes to rotating my pantry out is, you noticed I've got everything dated on top. Because after a while, all of these little bitty tiny labels wear off. I found it was really easy to keep my pantry organized by dates so that I knew when things were about to expire. Okay, this is what we use. I'll be back with you guys when we get ready to put it together. This is fresh meat that we had in the refrigerator I needed to finish using. Mom and Dad like their smothered and covered, onions and bell peppers. Now my brother and I are using the jarred beef, and I decided I needed more sauce, so this is 2 jars of the spaghetti sauce, but you can use it for dipping sauce, for pizza sauce. I'm going to heat it up and taste it and see what I need to add to it. Okay, all we're doing is keeping this simple. We've just spread the dough out. We divided it into 2. Okay. Oops, see, of course I got it too far over. Halfway. Adam's going to put Dad's meat on, sprinkled around, and then he'll put the pepperoni pieces on. Okay, spread that around, please. Here you go. Cheeses, all 3 kinds, just a little bit of each one, Adam.
Well, 2 kinds, Don. 2 of them mozzarella.
Okay, fine. Mozzarella. Okay, now I tried the fork thing and the dough didn't stick too well, so we'll fold this over. We'll do the fork thing and then we'll fold it up a little bit. Okay, Adam, where did I lay the fork? There it is. Here, you hold the camera. I got it too close to the edge, so. Oops, we're squishing out. Anyway, this is what we ended up doing. This is the test run. I already said that in the beginning of the video. That didn't work out too well, so we're just going to do this. Just trying to seal it so all the goodies don't come out everywhere. Okay. Then we're going to move it around on the plate, pan, tray, thing, whatever.
I think you mean cooking sheet or cooking
There
sheet?
you go, Bubba. Thank you for your assistance.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to get this in the oven 450 degrees until it's golden brown and see what happens. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you liked it and you learned something. Any questions, ask in the comment section. I'll be glad to help. Don't forget, subscribe, ring that bell and like. God bless and stay safe.